Greetings for the day. Dear friends and colleagues, today we are going to see ESG-BRSR, that is Environment, Social and Governance, and under Business Responsibility Sustainability Report, we are going to see under the principle number 6, the reduction in water intensity. So the video for this specific will be how you can reduce the water intensity as per the BRSR requirement. So once again we will review the principle number 6 of BRSR report says that respect and make efforts to protect and restore the environment such that implement drives for reduction in energy intensity with respect to the previous financial year, implement drives for reduction in water intensity from previous financial year, which we are going to see in detail, implement drives for reduction in scope 1 and 2 greenhouse gas emission intensity with respect to previous financial year, initiate fuel substitution projects such as coal to briquettes and furnace oil to pipe natural gas. Now we are going to see the how to reduce the energy intensity. So under this principle number 6, under the essential indicator, it is expected that the industry has to provide details of following disclosures related to water in the following format. You can see the water withdrawal by source has to be reported in kiloliters for the current financial year and previous financial year. Now withdrawal will be from the surface water or groundwater or third parties like in Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation, or seawater or desalinated water or any other waters that is from tankers. So these 5 categories source of water has to be reported in kiloliters for the current financial year and previous financial year. Then you have to calculate the water intensity per rupee of the turnover. How do you calculate? Whatever the summation is arrived of the total KL for both the years. So for each individual year, the total water consumption in kiloliter has to be divided by the turnover of the company in that financial year, current financial year, and also previous financial for that particular period. So you will get the water intensity. So this water intensity will give you the idea whether you are in a red area or green area, means whether you the water based on the water intensity you will know whether you are performing well or will you are still you need to put more efforts. So this water intensity is very important for monitoring and control. Then they have given other water intensity optional, that is you can also provide the water consumption per kg of the product if at all you want to disclose. And the second is they are given under the leadership indicators, the provide the following details related to water discharge. Now once water is consumed, it will be wastewater will be generated, it will be treated, and it will be discharged to the particular source. So this water discharge by destination and level of treatment has to be reported in kiloliters for the current financial year and previous financial year. Now they have given the five destination of the discharges. Whether you are going to discharge to surface water with treatment, without treatment, you have to give both the values in kiloliters. Then if you are going to discharge to groundwater without treatment, with treatment, then you have to disclose the figures. When you have to go discharge to seawater without treatment, with treatment, when you are discharging to third parties like common effluent treatment plants or to other destination sources apart from the above four, then you have to disclose under these others for the current financial year and previous financial year. Then these values are to be reported in kiloliters. Now comes the main part. How do you achieve this? It is expected that if the entity has undertaken a specific initiative or used innovative technology or solution to improve resource efficiency or reduce impact due to effluent discharge, then you have to provide detail of the same as the outcome of such initiative. Then how do you achieve the requirement under the water intensity? We will show. So see, you have to monitoring of the fresh water consumption through flow meters and recording the reading daily and periodic analysis. See, water consumption is at different areas, process areas, then non-process areas, utilities, gardening. So this all has to be monitored. How do you monitor? You have to install the flow meter at that particular sources which you are going to supply. And not only you have to monitor, but you have to analyze whether the consumption is as per the requirement, or it is increasing or the decreasing. With reasons you have to analyze. Then installing flow meters to each manufacturing unit with separate flow meter recording the reading daily and periodic analysis. Then see, this has given, there are many in one plot there might be many other entities or plants. Then also you can for identifying that how a particular plant is consuming more water or not. How do you know? Then you have to install at entrance of the each plant of the entrance how much water is being consumed by particular plant. Then water budgeting. This is very important. As you budget for the finance, the water budget is very important, and it is also required during your consent applications. How do you budget the water? Means you have to show here what is the water consumption, then where you have to break up the different areas where the water is being consumed. For utilities, how much it is being consumed. For process, how much it is being consumed. For non-process area, how much being it is consumed. For then sanitary, how much it is being consumed. So this comes under the water budgeting. So detailed water budgeting is required by the industry, so they come to know at a percentage wise allocation how much water is being consumed by that particular individual department or the area. Then you have to identify the leakages in main headers and subheader and arresting the same. Usually this is ignored. Minor leakages happen in the headers and they are not being looked observed, and kappa should be implemented. So you have to monitor this. Then identifying the lean stream and recycling in cooling tower boiler. There are many lean streams for you can identify which are having very less TDS and less other entities, and which can be easily recycled, reused or recycled in utilities wherever possible if it is meeting the norms of that particular area. Then use of STP, the sewage treatment plant treated wastewater for gardening and increase green coverage. See, in this industry has given that the green coverage should be at least minimum 33%. How do you achieve this? If you use the raw water directly, then it is very costly and it will increase the water consumption. So what you will have to use, so the STP wastewater, treated STP wastewater, you can use it for green coverage. Then use of treated wastewater in non-cone areas such as WBCs, washrooms. This may be also possible whenever you have a treated wastewater which is meeting the norms of that equivalent area, non-core areas, then you can definitely use for that area sanitary use. Then rainwater harvesting to increase the groundwater level. This is also important. There are rooftop rainwater harvesting. Then there is ground level with rainwater harvesting. So you have to adopt based on their footprint of that area. Then use of auto sensors in wash basins and urinals to reduce the water consumption. See, usually if the manpower is more, so the washrooms are urinals are where a lot of water is unnecessarily consumed to 24/7. So these you can use the auto sensors. Many industries are using that will restrict the excess water consumption. Then use of treated wastewater for WC flushing. This flushing should be not used by the raw water, but you should be used treated wastewater. Then carry water audit to identify the water consumption and the water balance. See this, I feel that some time or the other you should have once in a 2 years or 3 years you get the water audited from third party, because you are already internal doing, but a third eye is if you get audited from third parties, you will get some different views which you don't know. Then arrest the pump gland leakages to reduce water leakages. This is also a major source. Lot of pumps, motors are there and gland leakages are happening. So you have to see that gland fairing and preventive maintenance, these are arrested. Then carry inspection of raw water storage tank, particularly the underground tanks, to see if any water leakages exist and further remediation. Most of the time the tanks are old, underground water tanks are old. Maybe there are seepages through the civil work. So you have to identify this and you have to immediately do the remediation measures. Then Provide level controller to all overhead tanks for auto cutoff when tank is filled and avoid overflows. Many times you can see the overhead tanks are continuously overflowing, nobody is watching, so the precious water is going. So here you can control it by installing the auto controller. Then use spray ball for washing of the reactor that reduce the water consumption. See the reactor, if the reactor volumes are more, mm, like in breweries and all, from big pharma industries, biotech industries, you find a lot of fermenters of high capacities are there. So here if you use, I have personally seen that how water can be reduced. Initially manual washing was being done. Now spray balls are available. You can see 50% of water consumption has been controlled by use of this spray ball. So I insist you can use spray balls for cleaning of the reactors. Then for RO plant, ensure that during the design to adopt RO plant with high efficiency so that reject is minimized. This also, people usually see the capex amount, but you have to see it holistically. Just by, you can see, you have to adopt the better technology. Even the initial capital investment will be more, but its advantages are merits in long term are more, so that efficiency is maintained. So nowadays, based on the recent technology, you have to use the latest high efficiency RO plants. Then always maintain maximum efficiency of RO output by timely replacing the membranes and proper dosing of chemical and backwashes. This has to be done by the utility team. They have to treat the raw water RO plant very delicately. You have to monitor and you have to see that efficiency is always maintained. If you see that efficiency is being decreased, then you have to take uh, preventive measures, proactive measures, so that the efficiency of the RO is maintained. Then ME condensate wastewater can be used for cooling towers and boilers. So you see the ME is used for ZLD, zero liquid discharge. So naturally, whatever the condensate water is being generated has to be used in cooling tower, boilers, and other areas wherever it can be adopted. Then adopt principle of reuse, recycle, and recover. This is the 3R principle which has to be continuously adopted by the industry. Then you have process to be developed in R&D itself which consumes less water. So you have to give the targets to the R&D that what now they are utilizing under the green technology or green chemicals. So what is expected from the R&D is that they develop the technology which consumes less water as compared to the usual technology. Then ME, that is multiple effective CIP, to be done using the ETP RO treated wastewater. So you should not use the raw water. So whatever the treated wastewater from RO, you can utilize it. Then ETP RO permit to be used in cooling towers and boilers. You can utilize it there. Then ETP RO permit can be used for de-rusting of road and gardening. So wherever possible, you should utilize this treated wastewater so that 100% ZLD concept can be utilized. Then they have given a table in BRSR report that you have, according to various initiative undertaken by the company, whatever we have discussed, you can write down here, and details you can also give the summary, and outcome should be in the quantified matter. I mean, how much kiloliters of water you have reduced, what is the percentage as compared to the last financial year. So here it is, quantification is expected. So this is regarding all the water intensity as per the BRSR report. So thank you very much for patiently listening and watching my videos, and I request to subscribe my video. Thank you very much.